Yeah. All right. Newsflash. Satan's looking for a boyfriend. Satan's looking for a girlfriend. Satan got a now hiring sign up. Uh, Satan. Satan has a. Satan has a room available on Craigslist. uh, Satan has a car for sale. Oh man, I'm gonna title this one "Satan Needs Your Help." This is gonna be kind of a spiritual overtone. Uh, there's this saying, and I believe it, that you don't wrestle with the flesh, you wrestle with spirits and unworldly things, things that can't be seen by the eye. And I believe it. I think it's true. Satan needs your help. But you can't just come at it like that. Satan clever. He know he can't just come out and straight up ask you for your help. No, Satan's got to come at it like he's helping you. That's what he did to Eve. It's exactly how he got Eve in the Garden of Eden. See, Satan came at Eve like he was helping her, like she need help, like she was lacking, like she wasn't applying herself correctly in life, like she lacked wisdom, like maybe she was doing something wrong, like he had a better way of going about things. Who needed whose help in that scenario? And that was the first scenario. That's the first scenario we're going to start with, and then we're going to walk it through to all my examples of how they play out in the worldly sense. But we're going to start with that spiritualness. And I'm going to kind of catapult this off the word. If you know the word, great. If not, I will articulate it to you. Because, see, the word is so powerful to me, I don't even think you got to have a Bible to back it up. Because it backs itself up. Just look at the world. Just observe. It's been playing out. The proof is in the pudding at this point. But they just back it up to the first incident. That was about the first thing that happened, the worst thing that could have happened. Who needed whose help more? Did Eve need Satan's help? No. Satan need Eve's help? Yeah. But how was it presented? It was presented as though, that little, I hate to say it, but certain people, they just be clever with how they come at you. Like they come at you like, girl, let me help you real quick. Boy, what you over here? Here, watch out. Here, let me help you real quick. Or you coming, maybe ask like, let me give you a hypothetical. This ain't how it happened, but this will transition into how people can exploit your weakness. Okay? And then they'll try to end up extracting what they want from you. All under the guile that they're helping you. Maybe there's a piece of fruit that's too high on a tree that she can eat from. And there happens to be this taller person. And she thinks, well, this taller person can reach that fruit that I can't eat. So she go and she asks that taller person. But see, that taller person, that ain't just what they want. See, that taller person could actually help you. They could help you get the fruit that you asked them to get you. Be like, here, there you go. Bow. That's how you help somebody. And then you keep it moving. That's how you help somebody. You help them with what they asked you for. But that ain't how Satan works. See, Satan gonna look at that as an opportunity to get what he wants out of you. Like, oh, you need help reaching fruit. He gonna create a whole new narrative. You ask for help getting that piece of fruit off of that tree. And he's like, oh, so you need help reaching fruit. Spoiler alert. I actually need someone to validate and give me permission to run amok in this world. That's what I need. That's what Satan over here needing. Man, I need one of these two to mess up so that I can be what I want to be. So all he hear, really, oh, so you need help reaching fruit. That's why you got to stay prayed up, man. You got to stay armored up, because they'll come get you. They'll come get you through anybody. Anything. And when I say they, I mean the negative spirits that do not want to see your soul end up in a better place. I mean, Satan and his minions. So you need help reaching fruit, huh? That ain't even what you said. That ain't even what you need help with. He know that. You know that. But see, you get, man, the devil is a liar. Always remember that he a liar. But he clever. I'll give it to you. So from that situation, it's like, yeah, you know, maybe he'll help you get that piece of fruit. But he ain't gonna just let you go like that, because Satan needs your help. He's not gonna let you just disengage and go on about your business. No. He's gonna try to keep you engaged somehow. Keep you where you at. Keep himself in the picture. So now after he give you that fruit, he walk around with you like, you know, that fruit was pretty hot. You know, there's some lower hanging fruit over here, you know. Let me show you how to help yourself. Better yet, maybe he'll come from some condescending angle. I'm giving you all the game right now. Come from some angle like, you know, why are you trying to reach fruit that's too high and out of your reach when you got this fruit over here that you can just easily get? It doesn't really make sense what you're doing over here, Eve. Satan turned and take some consultant advising, you know, coaching role. You ain't asked for that. But yeah, now he talking to you like you lacking, like you slacking. Next thing you know, he got you over here getting the fruit that you can easily reach, except that's the tree you're not supposed to be at. He done talked you into it. You got all of these options. You got options. He don't. So he wants to make you feel like you don't have as many options as you actually have, because in this moment he can exploit you and take advantage of you. The only option he's got is for someone to eat from this tree that they ain't supposed to eat from, and then it empowers him. Satan needs your help. Now, keep that template. I hope you all are following. Oh, and then let's push it even further. So now This is cancerous. That type of mentality is plagueful. It's cancerous. It's a virus. It's a disease. So now, after she has been beguiled and tricked by Satan, now she thinks she a helper. So then what she do? Then she go take it to Adam. Like, hey Adam, I'm gonna help you. Adam, you over here, this gonna help you. No, it's not. And shame on Adam for taking that help. I'm gonna put that in later to how we have to stay grounded. We have to protect ourselves. We have to protect our spirit at all costs from anybody. That actually plays out right before your eyes in the world. I'll give you an example of how it plays out. It plays out in the worldly sense right before your eyes when you go out in public. Okay. And there's always going to be a smoke screen because Satan's clever. He's going to conceal his help, or he's going to conceal the fact that he needs help. He's going to conceal the fact that he's lost control. And that spirit is in people. You know what was a dispeller of the illusions going on out here in society? Like when you go out in public and you go to businesses and you go to establishments, you know what was a great dispeller of all of this? In 2020 when everything shut down. Now, that was 3 years ago, right? You still got businesses that are still trying to hang on to that as an excuse. You got businesses that are still trying to recover from that. But here's the reality. Those establishments, those businesses were struggling well before 2020. Those businesses were struggling way before the P word. Those businesses and establishments were struggling way before the C virus. You know what I'm talking about. COVID just dispelled it. Like, you can't hide it no more. Like, it's like the Wizard of Oz. I don't know if y'all seen the Wizard of Oz, but that was like the curtain getting pulled back. Let's break it down. What am I talking about? All right. Personal experience. Working in a restaurant. A big restaurant. I'm talking about, a restaurant that's got like 700 people capacity. This restaurant could hold, 500, 600 people. Like, it's a huge, huge establishment. All right, so you would think in an establishment like that, you would need maybe 3 hosts, at least, minimum, to run this establishment. You trying to serve hundreds of people? But you go to these establishments and they got one person doing the job of 3. Now your hosts in your establishment, what are they doing? They're basically keeping the structure of how this establishment will serve their customers. They're keeping the reservations in order. When the reservations are going to show up, making sure there's room and tables for these reservations when they show up. They're also, keeping structure of who's coming in, who's coming out, how many tables are available, how fast are they moving, how many people are on the waiting list, phone calls coming in, making reservations on the fly maybe, seating people, walking them from point A to point B. Three people supposed to be hosted. You got 1. Now, this is what this establishment does. Similar to what Satan does. They need help. The reality is they aren't staffing their business correctly. Okay, and there's several reasons that might be a subject for another time, but there's several ways that they're not staffing their business correctly. There's several reasons why they can't retain employees. There's several reasons why they only have one host on a Friday night or a Saturday night when they need to have three, maybe even four. There's a reason why. Nonetheless, the establishment needs help. This one host doesn't need help because this one host is actually doing the job of three people. So the individual doesn't need help, the establishment needs help. This individual who's doing the job of three people, maybe even four, they're helping the establishment more than the establishment is helping them. To be quite honest with you, this particular host that's doing the job of four people, surely they're not getting paid even the wage of two employees. But they are fulfilling the functionality of three. Possibly still even getting underpaid just for the job that they have. So, a lot of times I notice I'll be in this establishment. I've actually worked in an establishment and had this happen. See, well, yeah, let me talk about my experience. So, I was a manager at an establishment, and the reality is we couldn't keep any hosts. So now you got managers actually doing the host job, and then it's just one person doing the job of three people. And what would happen is we would go into a Friday or Saturday night with just me up there, and I'm like, this is not even a strategy for success. This is my job is basically just going to be able to keep us at par, and that's going to be a challenge. But I'm gonna do it, and they know I'm capable of doing it. But see, here's how Satan does it. See, Satan never wants you to know how much you're helping him. He always wants to make it seem like he's helping you, and your help is minimal. Your contribution is not even needed. But when the reality is, your contribution and your help is everything. I mean, I'm like maybe the third or fourth tier manager. So if I'm not doing it, then that means one of the second, the assistant general manager of the whole establishment got to stop what they're doing to go host. Now administrative things aren't getting done. Now things that they're supposed to be doing aren't getting done. And if that don't work, now the general manager themselves is, for a whole night not doing what they're doing. They're supposed to have a greater presence, a greater overseeing, presence to this whole equation. But no, we're now going up the ladder to have people fill in because we can't keep hosts, or they couldn't, basically. But they won't explain it like that. They'll put me out there in that situation a Friday, Saturday night. Basically, wait until I get drowned and partially overwhelmed. And when I say that, I mean one host, and I got like 95 people in my lobby. I got 90 people basically that I'm trying to orchestrate getting service. I got like 15 people sitting right here waiting to be seated. And then I got like another party of like 10 people over here waiting to be seated. Then I got reservations of people coming in. It's nuts. And you do the best that you can in that situation, but the reality is there should there should not just be one person up here. There should be three. And what they will do, they will not give you your credit and your acknowledgement that, hey, man, you are actually really helping us out. And you're providing a lot of structure and a lot of support to us. Like, you're getting us through this. The establishment itself is lacking. Okay? The establishment itself needs help. But they not going to come at it like that. And there would be points and times on a Friday or Saturday night. Now, mind you, I should have had help from the start. Not just me, the establishment. Understand this. You're not helping me. You helping these customers that we're trying to service. You're helping this establishment that's trying to offer service. You're not helping me as an individual. I, as an individual, don't need help. They'll wait until you get overwhelmed and it's just crazy. Or maybe on the tail end, they notice tables aren't getting sat as quickly. Well, the reason tables aren't getting sat as quickly is because I'm having to be the greeter, the seater, and the organizer. Okay. And I've got, people walking in on the fly, so I'm having to make pieces fit. I'm having to watch the flow chart of the restaurant to see when tables are opening. And, so there's supposed to be someone spotting the restaurant, just kind of keeping an eye on things. Generally, the person seating, walking guests to tables is looking and surveying the restaurant as they seat tables. Like, okay, I see a 4 top just opened up over there. Oh, okay, I see an 8 top just opened up over there. Oh, okay, I see two tops just opened up over there. So then you go back up to the host stand and it's like, hey, we got 4 tables that are about to open up in the next 5 minutes. Okay, great. Then that pretty much lead host can, all right, so now I can seat this 8 top, I can seat this 4 top, I can seat these 2 tops. That's how that goes. But you got one person, they have to do all of that themselves. So no, the train isn't moving as fast as it should. And this is what the establishment does. This is what society as a whole does a lot. This is what Satan hidden in society does a lot. They'll come up all of a sudden, peak volume time of the night, peak time where it's like, okay. And they'll come up and they'll act like you've lost control. They'll act like you aren't moving the cattle fast enough. And instead of coming like, hey, how can we assist you? Because you're definitely taking care of business. They'll come and like take over and bump you and make it seem like, I could do this better. Or, here, I'm going to help you. Here, watch out. Here, it needs to be done this way. When what you need is just, you need someone to help you seat. That's taking up a third of your time. Take you 2 minutes to go seat somebody, walking them to the table and coming back. And then maybe somebody asks you a question on your way back to the host stand. And you can't just be like, shut up, I'm busy. You got to try to be as short and direct with them as possible so you can get back to the lobby and keep the ball moving forward. That's what you need help with. What you need help with is for someone to come and answer the phones, because you're putting people on hold while you go seat people. Then you got to come back and answer the phone call, but then there's still other people waiting to be seated. There's a group that walked in while you were seating them. So now you had to seat somebody, come back, answer the call on hold, and then boom, there's another party that just added to the 5 or 6 that you were already trying to seat. What you need is for somebody to like stay here and man this host stand and greet people while you just go seat the heck out of people. You already know you have a list. You like an hour and a half into this. See, me, I was good with it. I would have the whole night planned out. I knew what I was trying to do 2 hours later. It's just that in this moment, I can't get to that because I don't have a hologram. So they'll come and send some help, but it'll be too little too late when you've lost control or when it's getting sticky or more challenging. And they come and make it seem like they bailed you out. They didn't bail you out. You've been bailing them out thus far. And they're now just coming and giving you help and support that you should have had in the first place. See, this is how they keep you from getting your value and keeping you from getting acknowledged and basically keep from paying you what you should be paid. Because then it'll come to a point in time, it's like, well, we had to come and help you on Friday and Saturday night. And it's like you're listening to them. Like, think about what you just said. The busiest night, the busiest 2 nights that we have, you had to come and help me. So now they're creating this narrative like, well, you be needing help, so like you ain't that good. But the reality is you're like a rock star. You're probably one of few people in that establishment that can do 3 or 4 people's jobs. Satan needs your help. Let me give you another example. I worked in a grocery store, and I worked overnights, and overnights is when the grocery store would receive their shipments. Daytime is when you would, kind of keep things presentable and structured and in order. So night shift, that's when you get the shipments. It's when you get all your products. So night shift has big old pallets running around stocking the shelves. Now, it goes a little something like this. Shipment comes in, you stock the shelves. You put as much product as you can on the shelves. What you don't have room for, that becomes back stock. Okay? So you take your back stock to the back. Okay? You got a case of 25 items. You put as many as you can on the shelf. What you don't have room for, that's your back stock. Now, the issue with that was that they were not maintaining their back stock at all. So basically, the establishment wasn't going through workflow the way they should. That's the problem here. What they would do is they would stock the shelves with as much stuff as they could, and then the back stock would just get left in this void. There would just be this void. So, you got 25 items that come in a case. You put 15 of them on the shelf. Okay, so you got 10 in back stock. That back stock would just disappear. It would just be in the void. It wouldn't get accounted for. So now what's happening from this? What's happening from this is those 10 that went in back stock, they just stay in the void until they end up expiring. Because you can't find them. There's no structure. Not only that, but now wherever the hell they are, in some place unaccounted for that they probably shouldn't be in because there's no structure. Now you've got 10, but you come look at the shelf and it's empty. And instead of saying, okay, let's go get the 10 that we have and fill the shelf with that, no, you just order another case. So now you got 25 more coming in. You take 25, you put them on the shelf. Now you got 10 again. You lose that 10. So now you done did this silliness twice. So now you got 20 items floating around somewhere unaccounted for, not in inventory. And then you turn around and you order a third after the shelf empties from there. And you just keep on repeating this cycle to the point where you got like 50 or 60 of these items floating around unaccounted for. on this is tackiness and lack of structure from the establishment. Now, there's reasons they're doing that, and it's because, for whatever reason, maybe they don't value the backstop part as much. It's like, hey man, we just trying to get the items off of the truck, get them off of the pallets, and get the shelves stocked. Like, we don't even really care about that last 2 or 3 steps. But the last 2 or 3 steps are providing structure and validating the first 3 steps. Because if you do the last 2 steps and keep your backstock inventory in control, you might not be having as much items come on the truck. So in essence, by them not doing what they're supposed to, they're creating more work for themselves. It gets to the point where 20% of the truck that gets, 20% of the delivery truck is items we don't need. Because it's not being done right. Does this make sense? So I would try and help that situation. Really, I was helping myself and the establishment. See, sometimes you can't really help people. You can't help Satan. You'll never be able to help him. Sometimes if you end up in these situations where you got to deal with this stuff and tolerate it, maybe whatever, I'm trying to get another job, so whatever, I'm gonna tolerate it. But you got to be careful when you are in the lion's den, should I say. You got to be careful when in Rome. You got to be careful if you in a situation like Lot. If you find yourself like, dang man, I'm in Sodom and Gomorrah. You got to do things that are going to seem rebellious. You got to fight against the grain a little bit. So in that situation, it's like, okay, this shift is having trouble retaining people and keeping people because of the overwhelming workload. And I'm looking at the overwhelming workload and I'm seeing what people aren't doing that they're supposed to be doing. And then I'm seeing the value of those things and why those things are supposed to be done. Because it's a part of the cycle. I just explained it to you. You have to keep account of your backstock. You have to move your backstock. If you're not doing that, you're creating more work for yourself. So I tackled that and I stopped doing that. I'm like, hey man, if I take care of my backstock, half of my job is done. Because I'm not having to order stuff for my department. I'm not having to. I'm knocking it down to the point where instead of 4 pallets showing up of product, now there's only 2, because I'm maintaining my backstock. Where everybody else is like, see, because Satan don't really want help. He don't want me to fix the problem. He just wants me to succumb to it. So then now he could come at me like I'm not doing my job or that I need his help. That's what this establishment did. Once I started fixing the problem, actually, they started reluctantly coming at me like, oh, now we got to treat you like you need supervision and guidance and direction. Like, hey, stop doing that stuff that no one else is doing and we know that they should do it. Just join the party and collectively skip those last 2 steps with us. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it the way it's supposed to be done. The way that helps my job be easier and smoother. The way that helps me actually achieve my goals sooner. Oh no, they didn't like that. Because see, now it's too obvious that you're relieving persistent issues that the establishment has had for years. But see, they can't do that because see, if they give you that credit that you're doing that, now your value is being established, and Satan is always trying to suppress your value. Satan always wants you to think you're not helping. Satan always wants you to think that he helping you. So just within that nature, see that spirit, that's an energy that exists in the world, and it's carrying out in this grocery store. So they want people to think that their value is low and that they're actually not contributing as much as they are. Because the second they do that, it make it harder for them to underpay you. It make it harder for them to not promote you. But they don't want you to get promoted either, because see, there's, like I said, surely this establishment has had problems like this for years, way before 2020. Surely they've had these problems. Surely these problems are systemic at this point. It probably goes all the way up the top to the chain. It ain't just the crew members on night shift that aren't doing their job. Probably the supervisors and the managers of that shift aren't really doing their job. Then the department managers that are supposed to oversee those supervisors aren't doing their job. And then the store managers as a whole that are supposed to be overseeing the department managers, they're not doing their job. And that's probably been going on for years. So if they acknowledge someone's value on the tail end, on the bottom, this person, and let this person, you know, establish their value and contribute and carry out the functionality that they're clearly capable of doing, this person is going to get promoted. And sooner or later, this person is going to end up at those ranks with the supervisors, carrying that same mentality like, hey, man, I do things how they're supposed to be done. I produce results. But you start to find out some people don't want results. They just there to collect a paycheck. They just there to flaunt their authority. That, you know, you got two different goals. And then you, next thing you know, now you going to be rocking the boat with management. Let's say you rise past that supervising role, and now you up to a department manager. They're not about to have. You have to have people move with you. You got to have an army of people who do things the right way. You can't really just do it by yourself, because now you're going to come across a department manager and you're going to look and you're going to be seeing things now. It's like, hey, why do we put minimal hours into this particular shift when arguably this is the most important shift? And why are there so many hours being expended during the day? Like, the bulk of the workload is not done during the day. And then you start to notice little things like they fluffing day shift with people that'd be where the politics and the favoritism come into play. You just got people running around who don't even do nothing, really, during the day shift, and they sucking up all of the hours and labor. And then you running the night shift, which is the workhorse, the engine of the store. You running them bare. You know, and you start to see like, okay, well, there's the problem right there. We need to reallocate our labor hours. But then now you messing it up like, nah, man, you know what I'm saying? My homeboy worked during the day, and Miss Lucy Lou used to raise my kids, so I owe her something, so I be, you know what I'm saying? You start seeing all of this crap that has absolutely nothing to do with running a business. But they don't want that stuff taken care of. What they want is for people to just keep on one in, one out. They want turnover. You start to realize with some of these establishments, they actually want turnover, because if they keep turnover, they never have people rise up to the ranks that challenge their BS. Satan's hiring. All right, let me give you another example. This is my last example. Very interesting. Satan's got a place on Craigslist. Satan has a 1-bedroom open, and he's looking for a roommate. All right, you mess around and you go do this. You take it. And then you get to this place and you find out that this person has a lifestyle or habits. It's not that they need a roommate. They have enough finances, they have enough income to pay for this place themselves, but they have a habit or a lifestyle or some type of mentality that is crippling them, that's encumbering them, that's impeding them. So that's why they need a roommate. They really don't need a roommate. They can afford it. I personally wouldn't want no roommate unless I need a roommate. I always, I have roommates minimally, and I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Looking back in like my early, maybe like 19, 20 or something, when I thought I needed a roommate, I actually didn't need a roommate. I wasn't moving correctly. I can say that now. I needed to help myself and be like, man, you need to be in a more economical place. You made a bad decision somewhere, or you got caught in a circumstance where, like, now it's starting to work against you. I actually didn't need a roommate. I just needed to play my cards better. So really, me getting a roommate is saying, hey, can someone come and bail me out of this bad decision that I made? I got financial obligations that I really, it's taking too much of my income to meet this financial obligation. I made a mistake. So can I get a roommate for that? I need someone to alleviate some of my financial burden. That's really what it is. That's how you get to putting an ad on Craigslist. Let's keep it real. The devil's a liar. Shame him. Call him out. But this energy that's out here in this world, they ain't gonna tell you that. They're not even gonna carry themselves like that. They're gonna put on this facade like, you know what, well, you need a place to stay. You're looking for a room. I'll help you. And come at it from this angle like they doing you more of a service than you doing them. See, I was smart enough not to know. I didn't treat people like that. When I did get a roommate, see, I had the mentality that like, oh, if this person is giving me half a rent now, I'm not the king boss up in this mug no more. Like, my mentality changed. Like, I didn't expect things to stay the exact same as they were before this other person came paying me half of rent. I know that I just gave up half of the, authority in this place. Now, of course, he wasn't about to turn it into a crack house or a brothel. Like, then I would have reclaimed and been like, hey, you got to go. That's a whole nother thing. But as far as like, maybe he got some, it's just crazy how people be thinking they still run the show when it's like, bro, you need help. You are not in control of your, you have someone paying 50-50 with you now. It's not your rules, your way or the highway now. You can't do that. Maybe, you got different lifestyles. Maybe y'all got different times where y'all be active. You got to tolerate that now. Maybe you work overnights. Maybe he worked in the morning. So, y'all just, when you sleep, he's up. When you up, he's asleep. Whatever you was doing before that, it's got to change. Yeah, you work overnight, so that means what? You get off 7 in the morning or something. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, you sleep. Okay? Well, maybe this person works mornings. Maybe they work 5 in the morning till 12 or something. So now at 12 o'clock, it ain't just quiet in your house no more. There's a person moving around. This person's maybe watching TV at a reasonable volume, but because you're not used to, it's usually quiet. You sit here like, hey, can you turn that TV down? Hey, could you go watch? You trying to? Hey, could you watch that in your room, man? Because I can hear you. Or could you not watch it in your room because your room is next to mine? So could you go watch it in the living room? You can't do that now. You got to make an adjustment. You go get you some earphones. You go get you one of them machines that creates white noise so you can drown out his noise. You don't have control over the situation like that. Satan is a liar. And he'll come at you like that. How can you do that? Now, yeah, they can't be having a damn party. You come out, oh, what's going on? And they got like 8 people in there like, like, okay, no, we're not talking about that. We talk about somebody living their life, giving you 50% of rent. You don't have control over them. They no. Because see, and then here's the other thing. Okay, let's say they're willing to do that. All right. So that means that 10 o'clock at night, when you getting up to go to work and stuff, they sleep, right? Because they got to be to work in a couple of hours. So maybe they start coming at you like, hey, you know what I'm saying? They might want you to move a little bit differently because they hear you getting ready for work and stuff. You're keeping them up. So can they come at you be like, hey, can you be a little bit quieter when you prepare for work? Like, like I hear you like between your blow dryer and the shower, and then you be listening to some music. Like, can you turn that down? And they're wanting all of these adjustments. Could you leave through the back door and not the front door, because I hear you. The back door is louder. You know what I'm saying? Can they do that to you now? You're gonna make those adjustments? Is this lucrative? Is there mutual respect? Nah. More often than not, pay attention to people. They don't want to have it be lucrative. They want it to be like, well, you got to make adjustments to me, but I ain't got to make no adjustments to you. Like they're helping you and you ain't helping them. So they just got this mentality like, y'all know what I'm talking about. Funny. Be careful with how people help you. Sometimes people, when they help you, they're not helping you. They're imposing their will on you. You have to watch out for it. This is discernment. That's what I'm getting to. A lot of times, the Satan will come at you in the form of a helper. He's not helping you. He needs your help. Sometimes you'll find yourself approaching Satan himself, or that energy that associates with them, and you'll be thinking you need some help. Next thing you know, you done been wrapped up in their little web. You need now mind you can walk to work, but for whatever reason, you be like, somebody's going that way, and it's like, hey, can I get a ride to work with you? And they like, yeah, all right, that's cool. This is funny. It's funny how people are. So they give you a ride, but then they go right to the gas station, and it's like they sit here and mess around and stuff, and now it's to the point where you almost about to get to work late. Like it took you, like you could have walked to work in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You would think getting a ride to work, you would get there faster or in a more appropriate time, but no, they sit here slacking and messing around. to the point where it's like, dang, I shouldn't have asked this person for a ride. Like, I almost got to work late. Then you find out they go in there, they buying lottery tickets and, like, you know, whatever the hell they doing, some stuff that you don't really do. It's like, okay, so this is what this person does on their way to work. Okay, you notice that mental note, like, okay, I'm not gonna ask this person for a ride anymore. Then at the grocery, and then at the gas station, you see they buying all these lottery tickets. Bless their heart. And then they're like, hey, you got some gas money? And you sitting here like, well, yeah, you know, that's cool, man. I'll help you out with some gas. Now, mind you, no one thinks things are free. See, this is how Satan will come at you. Like, well, nothing's free in this world, so if I'm going to give you a ride, you should be willing to give me gas money. Okay, cool. Ain't nobody got no problem with that. Because, see, Satan be the one out here lying. Satan be the one out here deceiving. If you ain't got that deceptive, lying, conniving spirit, you not sitting here like, let me see how many rides I can get to work from this person without having to give them any gas money. See, people like that, they think like that. They're plagued by that energy. So they come in at you like, well, let me make sure I get some gas money so they don't be taking advantage of me. Because they have that energy that you don't have. You the type of person to even offer some gas money. Because you don't think things are free out here in life. And also you have a mentality like, well, hey, I'm willing to contribute to a person having a car. If they're using their car to help me, shoot, why wouldn't I throw them a little something to keep their car in action? Like, you know, that's just a sense of community. But no. Satan needs some gas money. All right, so somebody give you a 10-minute ride. You know, well, how much gas you gonna give them? All right, man. Here's you know, $7 or $8. That should be good, right? If I'm basically like, you know, giving you a ride down the street or something, you know, $5, $6, $7. That should be cool, right? But see, you look over there at you look over there at their gas meter, and it's on E. When they pull up to the gas station, it's like, dang, they just let their junk get all the way down to E. That's interesting. So then, here they come wanting like $25 for gas, $20. Like, whoa. Satan needs some gas money. See, this person's taking advantage of you now. And if you get to the point where you call it or question that, which you rightfully should. Now, see, mind you could probably just hop out of that car and walk at this point. Like, bro, like, But they're going to come at you like, well, did you expect to get a ride for free? Like, who said anything about a ride for free? But you know that $25, that's, come on, man. You know what you're doing. Apparently, you was broke. You didn't have gas money. And I came and asked for a ride, and you was like, ooh, I'm going to milk them. People be doing that to you. Your significant others will do that to you. Your friends will do that to you. Your family will do that to you. It's real crazy. And and if you call them on it, then they'll get defensive about it. Start talking to you like you trying to take advantage of them. Projecting. That's what I call it. They'll start projecting. They'll start projecting on you the same thing that they know they're doing to you. What was their plan of getting gas before you? So apparently them lottery tickets and all of that stuff that they went in there and got, apparently they was going to have to use that money for gas. But now they see you and it's like, well, I'm going to just get $15, $20 from this person. And use that to go buy lottery tickets. Like basically you see, and those is the type of habits that they have. That's why they sitting here riding right into the gas meter, be on E. That's really what it is. It's crazy. You know what? Even here, I'm gonna give you the last part of this story. So I had one person, I noticed that they was doing it. They was tacky as hell. So I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna give them cash. Like, you know what? They pulled that gas station thing like one more time. So I was just like, oh yeah, man, I got my card. I only got my card. I'll pay for the gas. They're like, no, 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 yeah, no, I don't want you to. And see, that's when they bluff got called. It's like, what do you mean? You asking me for gas money, so I'm gonna go and pay for it. Then they got mad because see, they weren't gonna use the money for gas. They was gonna, you know, kind of do the stupid stuff they was talking about doing. So it's just like, and I saw everything that I needed to see right there. So it's like, so you don't even really need. So now it's coming to a head what you need this money for. Like I'm willing to help you, help me, type of thing. But once you realize a person ain't even helping themselves, they can't help you. And Satan can't help himself. That's the moral of this. Satan can't help himself, so how the hell can he help you? You end up in certain proximity, end up messing with certain people. They can't help you. You can't help them. I couldn't help that person. Even if I went and put gas in their car, I'm not helping them because they want to use the money to go do something silly. I ain't got nothing to do with that silliness. Like, I'm trying to get to work, point A to point B. You say you need some gas money, so here you go. Here, you need gas. You want me to pay my way? Okay, I'm paying my way. Bow, I'll put $10 in your gas tank right now, but I have a card. I don't have no cash. Apparently you want something, you need something more than gas. But you ain't being straight up about it. Just be real like, oh, nah, man. Satan ain't never gonna tell you the truth. Satan never gonna be like, nah, well, see, I really don't need gas money. I wanted your $10 so I could go buy some lottery tickets. And I'll be fine on gas. I'll just get some gas later. I don't even need gas money. This ain't even about gas money. I got a card. So I can put gas in my tank that way, but what I don't have is cash. So I need your cash so I can go buy the lottery tickets for whatever reason. Like whatever the little stupid thing is. You know, maybe you can only buy the lottery tickets with cash. I don't know. You know, these type of people always got little crazy hustles and endeavors that they involved in that ain't getting them nowhere. And they be trying to use you to subsidize that. All in the name of helping you though. Be careful. Sometimes you think you helping somebody or you think somebody's helping you, but you actually helping some bigger, darker, worse scenarios of things. Guard your spirit, man. Just remember, man, the devil is a liar. Shame him. Stay true to yourself. Protect your energy. If y'all like this one, please click the like button. If you haven't subscribed. Deuces.